What's up, you movie collecting maniacs, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer, and we have a great movie haul video up for you guys. Got a lot of cool stuff, some classic films, some spaghetti westerns, some martial arts, comedies even from the 80s, a whole bunch of cool stuff. So let's dive right in and let me show you what I picked up recently. First up is, I don't know if I should do all these at the same time. I picked up the Dollars trilogy by Sergio Leone in 4K format from MGM and Kino Lorber. So we got these ones right here, beautiful sets. I've been wanting to have them in the collection in the upgraded form. I have them in DVD, Blu-ray, and I wanted to get these 4K releases with new transfers and everything. We got a few dollars more. Then you got Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And then you have a fistful of dollars. Awesome films that I need to revisit because it's been a long time since I've watched them. But I've been watching a lot of videos kind of doing critiques on the films and just listening to the soundtracks and just getting really back into watching these ones. So I've got a really long day of watching these ones in my future because yeah, they're just classics of the spaghetti western genre. Really kind of solidified the genre in general and spurred a lot of copycats that came after that kind of went out of control. But love them all and love these ones to death. Really awesome stuff. But let's move it on to a movie that's completely different from that genre. One that I watched a few nights ago with my girlfriend, and it's an 80s comedy that I've never really seen before, but was recommended by somebody to check it out. It is The All-Nighter, and this one is very strange, very unusual. Characters do some weird stuff. Even the guy from Deathstalker 2 is in this one, who plays Deathstalker. But it also has, well, it's got Joan Cusack in it, and it has Suzanne Hoff of the, oh my god, now I'm blanking on the Bangles. So she's in it, the kind of main pull for people back then to check her out in a movie, because she was an icon of the era. But yeah, it's very strange. Just a bunch of friends that are going to be graduating soon, and they're going to see each other for the last time. So they're kind of all going through their different misadventures, and it's unusual. I enjoyed it for the most part, but not as much as I love some of these other kind of movies around this time period. But it was cool. It was interesting to check out. Oh, and also Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, is in this one, who's also one of my favorites in Vamp. If you've ever seen that horror movie with vampires with, what's her name? Grace Jones. She's in it too. She does a great job. So I always like seeing her in movies. I wish she was in a lot more films. But yeah, The All-Nighter. Interesting stuff. It's going to go in with the rest of my 80s comedy collections. But let's keep moving forward to a horror comedy that came out in sometime in the 2000s. Don't really know what, 2010. I've never had a chance to sit down and watch this one, and I know it's like a cult classic at this point, but I will eventually check it out because it looks like a lot of fun, and it's kind of spoofing on one of the like films that I really hold near and dear to my heart, like Evil Dead and Friday the 13th, those kind of cabin in the woods kind of films. It is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And yeah, like I said, I've not seen this before. I've only heard great things, so I'm going to sit down and check it out for myself. Yeah, the only actor I know in this one is Alan Tudyk. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff like Firefly and Serenity and the voice of the KS something whatever in Rogue One. But yeah, this one looks like it's a bunch of fun, and I don't know why I've just been stubborn and haven't watched it until I have it in my hands right now, so hopefully I'll be checking it out soon. But yeah, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. First time in the collection. Absolutely first time. So let's move on to something completely different. Side note, I've mentioned this before on the channel, but I'm writing a fantasy novel series. I'm 2 books in, and I'm working on the 3rd book right now. And that book centers around more kind of the open seas and the pirates of the world and things like that. So I wanted to do some kind of research in movie form of some great pirate flicks, some great shipping, sailor ships and movies and stuff like that. And so I picked up this one because it's supposed to be one of the best, the Seahawk with Errol Flynn. And it looks epic as hell from the trailer. There's so many people on screen at one time, and the sets are lavish. The sea battles are amazing looking. So I wanted to get some inspiration while I'm writing this particular story. And I was thinking maybe I could check this one out and kind of get more insight into kind of sea life and naval life and all that stuff. But Seahawk, yeah, I've never really thought about it until I started doing some research and then came across the trailer and really enjoyed it. So maybe some of you have seen the movie. Let me know. But next up is an Italian horror movie from the late 80s, I want to say. Maybe even, nope, late 80s, 89. I watched a bit of this one and I fell asleep in it, so I have to revisit it and watch it in whole. It's really weird and really out there. And it's, who the hell directed this one? Lamberto Bava, one of my favorites too. Demons is one of my absolute favorites. This one is like a spin off of Black Sunday, Mario Bava's Black Sunday. So it's The Mask of Satan, and it's very weird, very strange from what I saw from it. The characters are just really bizarre, as they are when they're dubbed over in English, and very expressive. They're just like, they're psychotics pretty much. But it was enjoyable up until the point I fell asleep, so I have to check it out again. Maybe I'll do a little video on it sometime. But The Mask of Satan, very unusual. I didn't even know it existed until Severin put it out months ago. But yeah, interesting to say the least. But let's move it on to a pretty nice looking box set. It's volume 2, but I don't have volume 1. I don't even know what films are on there. But I wanted to get this one out because they do have a lot of awesome films. Some that I own on DVD, but I wanted to upgrade. And some I've never owned ever before. So it was really cool picking this one up. It is from Shout Studios, and it is Gold Harvest Volume 2, Shining Stars. And like I said, there's a lot of awesome actors on this box set here, and a lot of awesome films. So it starts, well, we have Beach of the War Gods, which I'm not familiar with that one. When Taekwondo Strikes, The Skyhawk, Shaolin Boxers, Slaughter in San Francisco, which looked pretty badass. Legacy of Rage, which I do own, and it's Brandon Lee, Bruce Lee's son. It's pretty cool. It's pretty over the top and insane. Then you got The Master and The Hitman. So yeah, a nice healthy dose of martial arts flicks and different varying kind of qualities and styles. And this is sealed in there like, oh, hey, well, I might not be able to, there we go, wait, this is embarrassing. All right, there we go. That was like the jaws of life. But you got them in here with their various covers, and inside you got 2 discs on both sides to allow for each movie to be on a single disc, which is always nice. But yeah, really cool stuff. Definitely want to check out Legacy of Rage again because it is a badass film. Really cool stuff. Really enjoyed the few movies that Brandon Lee was able to put out over his lifetime, which he was sadly cut short. But yeah, I don't even know if I put those, no, I put them in right. Thank God, I'm not taking them out again. But that's awesome. The Golden Harvest Volume 2, Shining Stars box set. Pretty cool stuff. But I think that's going to be it for this video. Good chunk of stuff for us to check out. But yeah, cool stuff. But hopefully you guys liked that video. If you've seen any of those movies that I haven't seen before, let me know what you think of them. I love hearing from you guys. But yeah, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys later. So I'll see you next time at the Lucid Nightmare. See ya.